Someone said so one time to me. Somebody, they're like, "Man, like you're like really recognized and available in Vegas." I'm like, I'm the same in Nashville. I mean, I'm the same idiot. You know what I mean? Like people think you're only, people only know you in Vegas on the strip. I'm like, well, no, you go outside of this,
Yeah, but there's something special about seeing you.
Yeah, because they see the billboard, they see,
right, exactly.
You are Vegas.
And now you've become an institution in Vegas, and you know. People who are in Vegas, they end up being in films and doing stuff because, that icon is in Vegas. Like you were in Hacks.
Yes.
Recently.
That was great.
And it's
so good.
It's cool to see.
I was such a fan of the show prior to them. I was just home watching it. I loved the show prior to that.
Yeah.
And they mentioned me. That I was sitting there. I was like, what the? It's weird when you're just watching the show you love, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, you broke up with Carrot Top. Get on with it. And I was like, what the? I just was like blown away. So I called, the people, and I said, they just mentioned me on Hacks. Maybe, I can be on there because they're already a fan, I guess. And then why not make me apparently I broke up with her daughter.
Right.
Or whatever. We broke up. So I thought, well, make it like, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they called and they said, oh, we would love that. Like, yeah. So I came on as a kind of a, she tried to get back at me for breaking up with her daughter, and she ruined my which is this huge, big palatial mansion. And that's the best part about television, right? I'm like,
it was great.
Everyone's going to think that's my house.
Yeah,
right?
completely.
They're like, he's loaded. You see him on HBO? It's like, that's not my, and then I just say, yes, that's my house.
I completely thought it was your house. This is why show
my
business
friends
works.
said the best part is they thought that you were straight. That's what I thought was great. They're like, wow, they put you in a show that you were dating a girl. I'm like, see? Television.
Son of a hoo-ha. You have, how long, you've been the longest in Vegas, right? Comedian residency?
I don't know. I mean, I think Liberace and I are still,
he wasn't
head
funny.
to head.
He wasn't funny.
No, I think as far as been the years of an actual residency, I think it's down to longest pure running. It's I think Penn and Teller.
Right.
Who've been there close to. I've been there 20. Well, I've been there longer. I've been at one property 20 years. So.
But then before that, you were MGM.
MGM. So I think I'm coming up on like 30 years in Vegas. So, but a full-time residency, full-time. But the MGM, I was doing a partial kind of thing.
Right.
This full-time every night punch the clock has been 20 years. So
amazing.
I think it's. Penn and Teller, and I would say, it's Penn and Teller, only one talk. So I get that.
How has been?
It just goes to me.
How have you changed? What's it done to your brain to be in the
full
desert?
Sex change. I mean, that's what happens when you.
Yeah.
No, how have I changed in Vegas? Or,
yeah, because when Vegas is an intense place.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like 3 days and I got to get out of there. And it's become more of a city since you started there, so it's more livable, I imagine.
Sure.
But like, how have you changed as a performer?
Well, what's crazy about you just said that, and everyone says that. All my friends say, "Oh my God, how do you stay there? I mean, how do you do a year there?" I'm like, "Well, I don't go out. I mean, so people that go in there and they say, I get 3 days and they got to get out of there.
Right, because they're getting wasted.
They're getting wasted and going out in bars and clubs, and I go to the show and go home.
Right.
So I can do, but I go out. We have dinner like this. We would go to a place like this, and but as far as the Vegas itself has changed. My God, it's
amazing,
it's nothing like when I started. There was 12 hotels. I mean, right now there's. My joke in the show is, your room's not ready. Oh, you're cleaning it? No, we're building it right now. Right. We're just putting in the carpet. But it's amazing how the town has grown and changed. Yeah. And seen all the shows that have come and go too. So it's kind of it's surreal.
Right. And your mansion is off by itself. It's like it's on its own street.
I'm in a trailer park right off Decatur, and
I saw you. We were piecing together whether we've never hung out, but
thank God
we did meet.
We
did meet once. I was starting, and I was at the Tropicana when you would have to do that week-long thing, and we got to sneak over and see you, and you were at the MGM.
Okay.
So that puts us 20 ago.
20? Yeah, 20 exactly.
20, and You were so great. It was so impressive to watch, because I'm just there like doing my first week of Vegas and trying to like figure out how to be a comedian.
I think I was still trying to figure it out too.
You were so dialed in. You were so.
Oh, that's sweet.
You had all the boxes behind you, and just such a solid show. And the joke that lingers the longest was that thing about waking up in Vegas when your blackout shade has a slit in
that
it.
Is like
that shaft of light that hits you.
And I had my lighting guy make that actual go. It's like a gobo they call it. And because I wanted the joke, and the spotlight couldn't do it, so we actually have a guy that made that. So when
shaft of light,
it just comes right in a beam, and now I've got that ramp on the stage. So when I lay down on the bed, it's a great joke. It's been
so great.
I used to do back when it was the MGM. I'd say it would be all green, because when you sleep at the MGM Grand, it's all lit up. Your bed's like it's a radiation leak in your room. And then I got to the Luxor, and we just changed it to the same joke in a sense, just changed
that
joke
location. Really hits.
Well, it's always this with jokes and things that people resonates with people. If it's something so relatable and so real, that's what makes. I always love Carlin and Seinfeld. All the people that when you watch the show, you're just thinking, it's why didn't I think of that?
Yeah,
it's so.
Those are the best.
Right? Because
it feels like it was right there.
It's right. Yeah, that's
in front of us all.
You always want that you can relate, and you look to the guy next to you, and you're like, that happened to me too. That's great.
In that time, let's call it 30 years, Vegas? 30?
Yeah, 30.
How often would you go out and tour?
A lot, not a lot, because more of MGM days. I was always touring, because we had, it was just a partial residency. So I would do, which I do a whole thing in the show now. I hate when they call the word residency, because I have a residency we do. It's called, hence the word resident. You're there every night, you live there, and you work on it. They'll have like, Adele. I make fun of it just because she had a 3-week engagement, and I would say Adele just ended her residency. I'm like, how many shows did Adele do? And 6 comes up. It's not even a fucking week. It's not a residency. But I was doing a lot more road because we just had the partial residence. But now with what I'm doing Luxor, we still try to get out and do some, but it's usually my week off. So it's kind of hard you still need to get a break.
How does that go?
Somehow.
Week off after how many weeks on?
On average, 4 weeks and then a week. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 2, but on average, it's about a month, a week off a month, which is it's good.
Yeah, no, that's a great schedule. Yeah. When I pals with, and I'm sure you are too, with George Wallace, and I hung with him.
Never heard of him
when he was working the Hilton or the Flamingo.
Yeah, Flamingo.
And I hung with him like during the day. Yeah. I couldn't believe how much work he had to do. Well, he was like running an ad agency.
Oh, he was great, right? He's one of a kind.
He was like he had.
Oh, he went out.
We would sit and he would watch the cars go by and count how many ads he had.
Yeah, well, he did that with me one time at lunch. I say, I'd say, stop counting your trucks. My God, we see you. Yeah, I try not to look at mine.
But then he would get pissed if it wasn't the right amount.
Absolutely,
he would call him.
He paid for that. No, marketing, and he would. And George, God bless him, he would even go out on the streets and tell come see my show tonight, best show at 10 p.m. show.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's the only show at 10 p.m. It's not the best show at 10 p.m. It's the only show. Of course, it's the best show.
Yeah.
I love George.
Oh, he's so great.
He's unbelievable.
But did you have to do that in the MGM days, or did you ever have to hustle like that? Like, I mean, his deal was probably a little different.
Yeah, it was.
Because he would.
Yeah,
what they call four wall.
No, I'm 4 walls ever since we've day one I've done it. Well, always been a 4 wall.
Oh, really?
But
which means what to our listeners?
Is basically you rent the space. So if it's 2 wall, half the hotel owns half, and you own half.
Right.
The 4 wall mean you basically rent the space is what it really is.
Right.
I'm just renting.
And as a result of that, the hotel isn't really as invested in selling you.
Well, they, in a sense, of course, no, they don't. And we beg for them to put up ads and put more billboards and Duratrons and all around the hotel. I am involved in the marketing aspect of that. But we've been a 4 wall, and that's people have always been amazed because it's a little different. It's all on you.
Yeah, it's all on you. Yeah.
It's, whoever comes, comes.
Yeah.
They don't come, So when you have a 2-all, the hotel
But
pays
at
for
this-
half your expenses, and so.
At this point, it's got to be a lot less work to sell you,
Well,
right?
Like,
At what point were you like on solid ground and didn't have to, like, where everybody knew you and wanted to come see a Carrot Top show?
Tomorrow, after this,
You still feel like you're chasing it?
Yeah, you always feel like you're chasing.
Really?
Absolutely. George Carlin, God bless him. I'd said to him one time after a show, he was at the MGM where I was coming a week or prior after him, and I said to him, and so whether you never forget these things. I said,
Yeah.
"What's it like to be like where you got it?" Like.
Yeah.
And he looked right at me and says, "What do you mean got it?" I said, "I mean, you're George Carlin. You got it down. You got it. You just go up now and you just do it." He goes, "I never got it." And he was serious. He said,
Yeah.
"Well, the day you think you got it, you ain't got it." And I was like, "That's interesting advice, but it's true. I'm never happy with everything at a certain show."
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten better at that. I would beat myself up after every show, even if just one little thing didn't work.
No, completely.
So you have to get to a point where you kind of go up now and have fun and enjoy every moment.
Any cool legendary run-ins in Vegas?
Absolutely.
Right?
It's so fun. I mean, we get people that come to this, it's
Right.
Queen, Sting, that kind of stuff. And it's
Really?
so surreal because you're,
Freddie Mercury, Queen?
No, well, but not, of course, not with Freddie, but the rest of the band.
Right.
But Brian May came. This is great. Brian May came to the show 2 nights in a row. Now, here's the weird part. He came with Roger Taylor, the drummer. They came, and Roger's actually we have become friends over the years. But Brian I'd only met him like at the concert. He's very, very beyond just wonderful people.
Yeah.
So they come to the show, and it's like literally royalty. Like
Yeah.
they just smell like rock star. They have their coats and they're British and and they have the security, and they're like, Scott, it's just wonderful show. And so Brian says to me, I don't want to be that guy. And I said, what? He says, would it be like okay if I bring my son tomorrow night? And I said, to this? He goes, yeah. I said, to my show again? And he goes, no, my son's flying in tonight, and I really want him to see this.
Yeah.
And he was just going on how about great the show.
Yeah.
So and he says, how do you do the thing, the cues, and it was just great. So I said, absolutely. And he says, and I'm thinking, I don't want him,
Yeah. Pressure.
They come back the next night, and he came backstage, and he says to me, all right, I got to be honest with you. And I said, what? He says, I thought that was a fluke. Because it was so good the night before, and then the next night it was even better, and for him to see through it twice, and then he even said to me,
Oh, man.
I liked you added he knew I added like one word to a bit.
Right.
He goes, did you add more smoke to the thing with? I said, yeah, like what
Nice.
the, yeah.
Oh, that's
Incredible.
great.
That was incredible because
That's so
and you
cool.
could tell a real pure joy in his face because he didn't have to say that. But he was kind of
Yeah.
honest with me. He
Yeah.
could have. That was unbelievable. He said, "I got to be honest. I didn't think it was going to be good." I'm like, shit. Sting was
Pressure.
fun because he came back and what do you do with Sting for God's
Yeah,
sake? Jay Leno has a great bit about that when he had Sting on the show and his mom and dad come to he says, my mom and dad want to come to the tonight though, and who's going to be someone Sting is on the show. So I said, mom, dad, all right, Sting is going to be on the show. So he brings him back. His mom, Stingman, and he says, "No, this is Sting, Dad." And he goes, "Stingman." He goes, "No, Sting." And his dad, "I don't understand." His dad, his name is just Sting. It's just Sting. And so when he came to the show, I said, Jay Leno does a brilliant bit about you, and that he says, he just kind of, we hadn't met yet. He just kind of looked at me like, who is my crew is all sitting in like over here like watching a hockey game, and he's just standing there. A couple friends with him, and I said, "Do you want to?" He's no, I'm good. I said, we would do a shot before the show, like literally, like just a ceremonial shot of Crown Royal, just for shit and giggles, just
That's
cool.
cool.
Do anything, break your, open your vocal cords or shit. It's just, a little shot.
Yeah.
He's like, no, and he's like, no, all right. So we're sitting there thinking, this is surreal. We're all doing shots with Sting, and he's kind of like not overly friendly, but he's he's like
Reserved,
There's a
yeah.
shot, and then he says, "What are you watching?" And my crew says, "Hockey," and he goes, "Well, no shit." Like he was kind of like, "Oh fuck." Like he knew it was hockey. He didn't know what teams were playing. He said, "Well, no shit." Like, and then they walked him up to the show, and I'm thinking, that didn't go. This is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And I do the show, and I thought, no, I'm not going to announce him. He's there. I had the minute in my hand.
Yeah.
And he came back, and he must have hung out for an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
And he was delightful and more enjoyable than I. But at the first meeting, I thought, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yelling at my crew. I know, well, no shit, it's fucking hockey. I can see that. No, I know it's not tennis. I'm like,
yeah.
I yelled at my crew. Way to go. Good job.
Did you have to pretend?
Like Ellen would yell at her girl. Just fucking.
Yeah. Do you ever get a reputation for being a diva?
No, I don't have any.
Damn.
No.
Maybe that'll be the next phase.
No, people.
Carrot Top, I heard, has gotten really mean.
Well, I know. I don't have, and I don't think I have it in me. But I can't even in a movie. I can't even act that I'm an asshole. I just can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
No, you got to be mean in this. I'm like, I can't. So
it just doesn't come off.
I had something I was going to talk about that, but shit. Oh, diva. So back when a lot of road shows, when they had the rider, as they call them, and everybody gets a rider. So we had, we didn't do the brown M&Ms and all that shit that became infamous for a reason why they did that.
Sneakers and
right. So we had a bottle of wine. Like a red wine, a white wine,
right.
Bottle of red, bottle of white, and a bottle of Crown, and then that was a soap, so everyone can take a shower after the. Yeah. But that was a normal. It wasn't like
standard rider.
Very standard. Except that okay, so it gets online, and people are just like, what the fuck? This is what he demands. I'm like, first of all, hold on. You go, no, then we'd post like this is my writer, and this is Madonna. So it was like 19 pages of shit. I said we're asking for soap, okay? But people were just like you said, just dissecting it.
Yeah.
And so the last thing was and only we did this because my crew. When they took a shower, they wanted socks, but only do one night we needed them. So on the rider it said, tube things of
tube socks,
or socks.
Yeah.
And for years, I was like, "What?" Every night we do a show, like, I need these fucking socks. And we just like, they were just every night we just like, didn't want socks. We just give them to people, And so people were just ripping me. Oh, just socks and I'm like, it's so we posted all the shit that Mariah Carey needs, and this is my needs. I need.
Have you seen those riders?
I need fake grapes and a broken cigarette. That's all I need.
Did you see those? Have you seen those riders like Madonna's?
Oh yeah.
Are they completely insane?
Oh, insane! They're pages and pages and pages long.
That's so funny.
And we just want air conditioning. We want a place to shower,
bottled water.
Yeah, not even bottled water. Yeah, we didn't even need bottled water, but they would go crazy. Like, drinking alcohol and bottles of wine and booze. I'm like, it's.
Before we go, I was reading about that Vegas has dipped in tourism this year. Like, there's been
so is my sex drive, but hey, we'll fix that.
You've seen all these changes in Vegas from the time you started. And things have been built and been torn down. Where do you see Vegas going? Do you feel like it's always going to be?
No, they're going to. I mean, there's a lot of things happening with just tourism in a drop of Canadians coming in.
Yeah,
a lot of
nationwide. Yeah.
So it's gonna adjust. Vegas will. They're not dumb. They're gonna figure out to get
right. That's true. They're not dumb.
No, I mean they're not. But, and they're gonna they'll. I already have had meetings with certain people and I can't be the one that's thinking this. They're looking at me. I'm talking to the executive, and I'm like, why don't the Las Vegas Board of Travel, what do they call it? Mm-hmm. I should know. I do a lot of stuff for them.
Yeah.
Do a commercial like they do. What happens in Vegas, but not that.
Yeah.
You come back and make it special. You show the Golden Knights. You show the girls. You show the restaurants. You show the shows. You show.
The new stuff,
whatever is, even maybe baseball stadiums coming to, the stadium, the Raiders, and then, Vegas, the place to be. Make it positive. You know, all they're doing is they're showing, you know, clips of people bitching and moaning about bottled water being $30 in a room. That's
right. Yeah.
I mean, that's always been, you know, but Vegas can turn it around.
Yeah.
And get people back, you know, that, you know, I think it's also unfortunate because, you know, Vegas used to be before I
Mm-hmm.
performed there was, you know, you go there for a $2 meal and, you know, they get, you know, right. They go and you get eggs and steak for $2.99. Okay.
Right,
That was
exactly.
1920.
And rooms for $60.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's not now. I mean, come on, people. So it's a new thing, but you know, you got to make it special because you can gamble anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you can.
Right.
But you want to make it special. You can't go
that's what's
gaming in here in California.
Yeah.
But if you want to go to a really cool show or a restaurant or go watch the Golden Knights or do something, you know,
It's still
and
really
the
special.
Red Rock Mountains. I mean, there's so much stuff to do there.
Yeah.
Like,